Hey, I'm Naya. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about Phantom Knight Brave. We discussed Prankits, so I figured it would only be reasonable to discuss Phantom Knights as well. And this is just because I feel like it's going to be much different when the Brave stuff actually arrives in the TCG, just because it's in the OCG, Max C impacts a lot of things. And when it comes to Phantom Knights in particular, I feel like this is going to be the main difference. Because if we stay on topic of Prank Kids a bit longer, I think Prank Kids need the Brave stuff because they want their stuff to go through. Whereas when it comes to Phantom Knights, they have a lot of extenders, they can play through a lot of things. So it's going to be much different. I came up with a build. As usual, I'm gonna run it by you. And also today we will not be going through any of the Phantom Knight combos. So no Phantom Knight end boards, nothing like this. Just the beginning of the combo and how the Brave stuff functions with it. And this is simply for the reason because there's a ban list coming. We do not know what's going to happen to Phantom Knight, the Scythe Lock, the Anaconda stuff. And we just have a lot of engines over here truly deserving to get hit. So the combos will change, and it just makes no sense a couple days before the ban list to go through basic, Cherubini into Graph into Seer into Rusty combos where we all know them. And we're talking about Brave stuff, so it's like we don't need to talk about that. Anyway, with that out of the way, we're gonna go over the Phantom Knight deck, obviously. So it's kind of basic. It's just the Brave engine, it's extenders, and that's pretty much it. But the interesting thing is that it's much different from the OCG. And that's just because if you look at OCG builds, I'll probably have them somewhere on the screen. If you look at them, they're very pure because you cannot afford to run anything else because of Max C. That's why the OCG doesn't play BA stuff. They don't play a lot of extenders. They just go for Brave stuff, Phantom Knight stuff, cross out, droplet. That's pretty much it. And double call by because they can. So it's like they play all of that. They play cross out because of Max C. Now I put it down over here in the side deck slot. I put all of the cards that I feel like could go in, but we need to discuss them. Starting with cross out, that's why I did not put it in the deck, because I feel like in the OCG, it's there because of Max C. And right now, we truly don't need it in the TCG that much. Also, the BA stuff, in the combo, pseudo combo, I'll show you, you basically send Aquamancer because you can banish Aquamancer to get to the Rite of Aramesia, to get to your Brave stuff, to get to your negate. So it doesn't really make sense to play the BA stuff because more than likely it's going to be sort of a brick if you tend on sending Aquamancer with Cherubini anyway. So that's something to note. You can still run it if you feel like it, but I'm not quite sure how that's going to function with all of the Brave stuff. And now another thing to point out is the fact that I don't see Brave Phantom Knight being the standard build. And this may sound weird because I'm making a video on it, but I'm only making this video to sort of spark a discussion with you because I want to hear your thoughts. Because me personally, I think it's a nice engine, but I feel like in the TCG, Phantom Knight can do a lot more just because they can afford to run extenders. And with the extenders, you can just play through hand traps. You can, you can do a lot of things and don't necessarily need some sort of bricky engine in the deck. And I realize it gets you a negate, but with the Anaconda stuff, the DPE stuff, it's like, it feels a bit too many bricks for my liking personally. So I guess maybe that's just me, but I still think that you can just run Phantom Knights the way we have always run Phantom Knights moving forward after the ban list. You do not need to invest in the Brave token stuff. I'm simply bringing this to you to show you an example. So with all of that being said, we can actually discuss the main deck now because it's probably been like, I don't know, I don't want to pop my camera up and disrupt the screen, but it's probably been like 3 or 4 minutes of me just rambling. So anyway, this is the Brave stuff, and then the Phantom Knight stuff. It's kind of a basic lineup of everything. I like Stained Griefs. This is something I should point out. I like to cloak, but that's just me. So you can play whatever ratio you feel like works for you. but that's what I like. So the same when it comes to traps. Obviously, wing is like heavily played because of the double scythe lock, like the double scythe lock. How annoying is that? It's like, yeah, scythe is here because it's always here, but if it gets banned, we'll just remove it. So this corner down here is just extenders, and these ones, so the dangers, psychic stuff, Kagemucha Knight, and I guess Sorota is a way to get to your stuff. These are the ones that I feel like are the best. They just work the best, and I like them. And this is the bricks. And then you have Foolish. Foolish became not so standard in the Phantom Knight deck, but I still think right now it's necessary to run if you decide to run the Brave stuff, because Foolish is just like Cherubini. It just gets Aquamancer to the graveyard, and this is the entire point. So yeah, called by, I'm not sure if I mentioned it yet, but it's called by, it's here. So yeah, this is basically the build. I know it's 41 cards. I was thinking for a second if we should go over that simply because of the amount of bricks. But like at the end of the day, you want to see your stuff, your extenders, your Brave stuff. So yeah, I think this ratio right now of everything is great, but with the ban list fast approaching, of course things will change. So we discussed the main deck stuff down here. When it comes to the extra deck, everything is standard, I feel like. Except for maybe, so I guess let's just go over it. So DP Downer together with Zeus. I only have one Leviair in. I've seen people play two, which I think is cool just because it's a soft once per turn and you can go into the utopic stuff. I put the utopic stuff over here, not down here, because I have a lot of other things that I'm running currently in the extra deck. But of course, the Drake of Future package is amazing, so you can run it by all means. And I put the Dragoon here also, and this is only because to point something out. Why the Brave stuff I feel like is getting hyped up so much is just because Phantom Knights don't have that Omni Negate that some decks can have in Engine maybe. So they get blown out by something like Evenly, by things that just, blow up the entire board. And that's why, this Omni Negate is something that's very welcome in the deck. But you can, of course, run Utopic. You can run Dragoon if you maybe run it before, just kept it in the extra deck because why not? Appaloosa is here just because it's kind of free with the amount of bodies Phantom Knights can put on board, and because you can just make it against some decks where it works incredibly well, like Drytron, like Virtual World, stuff like that. Water Sword, Dogged Up for Scythe, Cherubini, IP together with Unicorn, Link Spider for the Shape Brigandine, Anaconda, obviously, and Rusty. So all of this is quite standard, like I said. And this is the build, and yeah, we're gonna jump into solo mode just so I can showcase you how everything sort of intertwines when you go for the Cherubini stuff. I got timed out. Let me just get into Dueling Book. So Phantom Knights have always been one of those decks. I realize that Tour Guide is a 1-card combo or Scales is a 1-card combo, but it's just this combination of cards that work together when you get to Cherubini. It's like the Cherubini's turbo, basically. So I chose these two cards in particular just to show you something a bit later on. So the purpose of me going like this is just to say, okay, you need to get to Cherubini. So get to Cherubini however you can, because the basic Brave combo, you can check it out in my Prank Kids video also, is just, Rite of Aramnesia or Aquamancer into Rite of Aramnesia, into the Journey of Destiny, into the Wandering Griffin Rider. But right now what we're going for is, with Cherubini, you can send the Aquamancer to banish it to get to your Rite of Aramnesia. And why this is important is because we're not going for the negate. I just want to show you what you can do in tandem with the Phantom Knight stuff. So Rite is going to give us a token, and then it's going to also place Journey of Destiny when doing so. It's a 1 effect. I know I sent it to the graveyard, but I'm just speedrunning this. So I also do not have a discard here for the Journey of Destiny, and this is simply because right now it's not important. I don't want to put anything else here in my hand, just to confuse you. It would not make sense. You need to discard off of Journey of Destiny, of course. And also, you can make your discards count, because this deck, all it does basically is relies on the graveyard. So if you can go for your combo, or like make a negate or whatever, and then discard something like Cloak and get going, this is very free. So keep that in mind also. So Journey of Destiny is going to fetch us. You can go for the negate, summon it, and then continue with all of your plays. So right now what we could do is, of course, special summon Griffin Rider, banish both of them to get their searches, and then special summon this, obviously set it, special summon it, special summon this as a result of that, and just get going with your Phantom Knight stuff. But what I also wanted to point out was the fact that instead of the negate, if you need, like if you're in desperate need of a level 3, you could just get the Aquamancer as well. So Aquamancer special summons itself when you control the Brave token. So this, you know, is a free level 3 that gets you, for example, together with these two, you could just go for the Levier, get something back, and continue with your plays. So that's what I meant when I said we're not going for the Phantom Knight combos and the Phantom Knight end boards. You know how all of this goes. Phantom Knight is one of those decks, it's a hard deck. It's a hard combo deck, and you need to decide on the spot what you want to end up on, what you want to go for. But this is the way Brave stuff functions with it. You can go for the negate, or you can just fetch yourself a free level 3. So this is also one of the reasons why it's so heavily played and popular in tandem with Phantom Knights. So yeah, hopefully this video wasn't too long, and hopefully without showing the combos and with showing my build, I gave you at least some info. If I did, I'm very grateful, and I wanna, you know, have you react and just let me know down in the comments what you feel like, what I missed, what I maybe didn't mention or whatever. Like, just let me know, because I honestly want to know what your thoughts are on this engine, in particular in Phantom Knights, on this engine overall in general, post Grand Creators, on the ban list, everything. Just let me know. And yeah, if you enjoyed, make sure to give me a like, a sub, check out Twitch, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.